Hi guys, Rampant FM, and today we continue our Cowdenbeath career. We have a tough game against St Johnstone. I didn't actually realise that St Johnstone looked that good, to be honest. They have a few players that, I'd have at my team. Certainly Fraser 5A, Craig Sebald. They also have sort of a lot of former Rangers players, Josh Windass, Hodgson and Danny Wilson, to name a few. So it will be a tough game. We are obviously trying to end our losing streak. We have had 3 games lost on the bounce. It will be tough. We are at home, so hopefully we can sort of do better. We do have Donald Love at right back and Kerr Waddle coming in at centre back because, well, Clarkson played a shocker. Obviously, I wasn't really too fond of my defending in the last episode. Yeah, so that's why I've changed things around, as you probably could tell. We're back to a more familiar formation, the 4-2-3-1 that we've sort of was our main formation last season. It's good to have the likes of Rudden and Semple coming back into the team. Oh, we've got a highlight. Let's see what happens. Is it us as St Johnstone? Yeah, the regen playing up front. I think his name is James Taylor. I think for St Johnstone, he looks actually pretty good as well. He's a Scotland international, so might have a look at him. I've been looking more into the regens. I prefer like sort of real life players, but as I say, if it betters our team, then oh no, they've just scored. Well, it's been a familiar case lately. We are 1-0 down. We just can't seem to get a break at the moment. The morale is pretty low, really low. So low that I got offered the job at Hull when I was thinking about taking it. No, obviously I'm going to be sticking with Cowdenbeath unless I get sacked. It's not been great. I feel that we could probably give St Johnstone a challenge, but they are playing a... Oh, wow, it's 2-0. Right, I'm just going to stop speaking and not say much about anything, and hopefully they will stop scoring. Yeah, it's not going great, guys. It's not going great at all. I do feel the formation that we're playing maybe tweaked a little against the teams. Other teams might actually do the trick, but disappointed going into half time to now down to a decent St Johnstone side. But we've got to remember though, Rome is not built in a day. We were just promoted last season, so we are still new to the league. A lot of the players are off SPL quality, but there's still a lot of things to be done and said, obviously. So done and said, I don't know, from myself. Yeah, let's use our guy. You guys are just terrible. Yeah, I really will be looking in January, depending on how it goes, if we can strengthen the team up. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of using sort of January signings, but like it might be needed if we continue in the rut. Certainly, I'm interested to see who we can get maybe next season as well. As I've said, I think our rep may go up if we manage to stay in the SPL. There's me talking about relegation now. Oh my god, it's been that bad. It's been so long since I win. It's been 4 games. Well, not even necessarily 4. Probably 4. We're not playing well against St Johnstone. I feel sorry for the guys that go on massive runs. I'm not like... I'm kind of been lucky that I've not been on a massive run of like drawing, losing sort of thing. That never really happens to me in FM. I've kind of been fortunate. Usually it's that patch after January or during January that you sort of get a bit of runs. So I don't even know what I'm saying now, guys. That sounded like I had diarrhea or something. No, I usually do get a bit of a patch during January or after January where you sort of drop points. But it's been horrendous as of late for my team. I think it was the drop in morale. Obviously we didn't do too well in the Betfred Cup, which didn't help our cause. Yeah. It's one of those things. We're just getting outplayed by St Johnstone. I'm surprised Steve, as I might have mentioned earlier, I'm not sure why Steve Nicol left to go to Hibs, because Hibs, I wouldn't say maybe the rep factor, but I would say, yeah, St Johnstone are probably on par in terms of players and whatnot. In terms of Hibs, obviously Hibs still languishing down there. we are kind of falling away a wee bit. All our decent form at the beginning of the season's sort of cracking now. Yeah, not good. Well, at least you can follow my journey up the leagues. Yeah, my brain's gone. I can't believe we're losing again. No, I'll probably, apart from that Dundee United game, which I had issues with recording, I do plan on recording pretty much every game that we have this season. So, I'm not sure if I'll do that, and I think the 5th season was going to be our last season, but who knows, we might get sacked. Terrible, guys, terrible. Unbelievable. Yeah, morale's just, I'm not going to speak to them. I've took the huff. So that's the episode, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. You know what? No. You know what?
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving! The show goes on!
We are not leaving another episode on a loss. I don't care if this video is 2 hours long. We will have a win. No, in all seriousness, let's just make this a double episode. Our morale is just crumbling. It kind of makes me wish I took the St Johnstone job after Steve Nicol left for Hibs. No, in all seriousness, we are sticking with Cowdenbeath. We are going to try and do our best. No talk of the sack, no talk of relegation. I think a icon, maybe? I'm not 100% sure. I think I am an icon, or certainly favoured personnel. So it would take a lot for me to get sacked, to be honest. Let's just hope that we can beat St Mirren today. We've kind of altered the formation a wee bit. We have kind of went with 2 DMs instead of the centre mids. That usually works against the 4-2-3-1 in which we sort of play, and St Mirren are playing today, so hopefully it's looking good to begin with, actually. Really good. Yeah. Interesting. Let's do this, guys. Come on. St Mirren, I'm actually quite surprised at how good some of these teams are. I think I've mentioned it, like, when I've been looking at them, like, how good they are compared to us. Like, I wasn't really expecting them to be... maybe it's just some players, I think, that have caught my eye. Certainly the regens, obviously, Motherwell, for example, and Neil Turner. Yeah. Really interesting. Come on, come on. Yes! Finally a goal! Finally! Ah, finally a bloody goal. Let's just get in there, boys. Ah, let's just... No, don't do anything bad in this episode. Let's just get the win, get over and done with. Let's get rid of the curses and hoodoos. I don't care if they're inconsistent. If we get wins and then a loss, wins and a loss. I do not want another period where I am losing 3-4 games in a row. It might happen. I'm pretty sure we've got Rangers next again, if I remember correctly. So yeah, that's probably going to be another loss. But at least we're going in at half time. We're 1-0 up. Let's just win this, boys. Come on. Come on, do something. I've never been so... for the playthrough, I guess, I've never really shown anger or too much emotion, or that I remember, and now I'm kind of like, yeah, I really just wish I could... I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've seen other people get this with FM, quite frustrated and whatnot. I wouldn't even say I'm frustrated, I'm just disappointed, as your parents used to say to you, probably. You know, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Come on, guys, let's do this. Let's get a win. For the love of God. Oh, one thing I never mentioned, I don't know why I never, but did you know that St Johnstone are called St Johnstone because they're actually from Perth in Scotland? They are called St Johnstone because it's St Johnstone. A bit of trivia there for you. I don't know why I brought that up. I just forgot to mention it in the last episode. I found that out and I think it was St Johnstone Rangers last season. Someone mentioned it and I didn't know, so maybe your guys are curious. St Mirren, I have no idea. They are obviously called the Saints, kind of like St Johnstone, but they are called St Mirren. Actually, their nickname is the Buddies. We're obviously not going to be their buddies today. We want that win over them. Let's beat them. I want not blood and anger and red cards and stuff, but I want to win. And we're looking good for it. We are looking good for it. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. We might get a win finally. Finally. I know it's only been a few episodes for you guys, because I don't do some of the background stuff, obviously. It feels like weeks for me. It feels like weeks. It's not been weeks, but it feels like weeks. Maybe it does for you guys, I don't know. Let me know that. How long is it? How long does it feel like I've been on a losing run for? Just maybe a mere few days. I don't know, come on. I quite like Kyle McGuinness of St Mirren, actually. I think he's a pretty good player. I think he's not so much a wonder kid now, but him and Stevie Mallon, who Hibs have just signed in real life, brilliant. I thought they were really good together. I'm surprised he stayed at St Mirren, Kyle McGuinness, unless he's moved. I'm not actually sure. I think he might still be there. But it looks like we're going to get our first win in 5 games. Unless they score now. Please don't score now. Yes, it's all over. Our first win in 5 games. What a bloody relief. Well done, guys. Let's get the morale up. I don't even care if it was crap. It was a good win. Good boys. That's the episode, guys. For real this time. So we have our first win in 5 games. It felt so long since we last won. For me, anyway. Thank you for all the support, as always. I will see you soon. I think we've got Rangers next, so that's probably going to be another loss. But we'll see how we go. See you soon.